Hello and welcome to K2AV's Make Pretend AV Setup Show. My name is Jasky, and if you haven't tuned into any of the previous episodes, here's my preamble. This show is where we have a theoretical client with a theoretical budget and some requirements, and we try and design an audiovisual solution to kick some goals for them. On today's episode, we have Tarun, who is a facilities manager at a law firm. He has a kitchen space, which is part of their office, and he wants to turn that kitchen space into a multi-purpose space using audio-visual solutions designed around that space. I've said space many times, but let's get to the client. He will explain his requirements and we'll get on with the episode. Hi, my name is Tarun and I am the facilities manager of a law firm here in Perth in the CBD. We currently have a lease for an office which has a kitchen area, but we do want it to be used for some sort of other purposes. It's quite large. We have roughly 6 meters of space from the front wall to the end. At the moment, we can't really run presentations in that area. It would be good for an executive to come in, present something, gather a bunch of staff to be able to see what the presentation is. We can't do any sort of speeches. The speeches have been done, but it's hard for everyone to hear in that area. Sometimes we do get a special guest or do a client pitch, want to be able to do those sort of presentations. Occasionally, we would like to do a sports event, get our team to come together and have Melbourne Cup, have a footy game, have a screening of a particular a movie, for example, and to be able to run that in that area. It would be great if it can also be used for music. We sometimes just want to have after-work drinks, play music. There's also a balcony area where people gather outside. To be able to have music running outside and inside would also make that space quite valuable. And finally, the most important requirement is that it needs to be very, very easy to use. We don't have technically astute people in our firm that want to spend hours setting things up. We have done it in the past. We hate it, so we don't want to do it. And our entire budget for this space is $10,000. Thanks, Tarun. Now, to begin the design with this solution for this kitchen space, at the moment, it is essentially just a kitchen. So it's only being used for functional kitchen purposes. But what an audiovisual solution can do is it can turn a space that's designed for one purpose to now do a heap of other things. So as the basis of this solution, we need to put in a display, a sizable display into this kitchen, which now lets this kitchen turn into a presentation space, a space for collaboration, for speeches, for being able to view events which bring people together, which strengthen the company culture. Now, to determine the size of the display that we need in this area, as you know, I've harped on about it, the 4-6-8 rule video, you can refer back to it. That will let us decide what size display will suffice anyone sitting in that room to be able to see what's on the display. And in this case, we need an LG 75-inch commercial screen. The reason we select LG is warranty, reliability, cost effectiveness, and also the quality of the panel itself is far superior than the other brands, in our opinion. So to allow for speeches and presentations to happen in this kitchen space at Tarun's firm, we need to have some sort of microphones. And these microphones will let a special guest come in and do a speech, say a CEO, an executive, to pick up a microphone, have all staff gathered in and everyone be able to hear very clearly. And the microphones we recommend are the MIPRO wireless handheld microphones. These microphones are handheld wireless microphones so you can walk around the space. Great warranty, long battery life. They are also very robust and take a fair bit of impact without them being damaged. Microphones are of no use unless we have speakers where that audio can be heard from. So what we recommend here is, because this room has an indoor area and it also has a small balcony, which can be opened up so then the whole space can be combined into one, is we would put wall mount speakers in the internal part of the room and then have ceiling speakers in the outside balcony area. The advantage of having speakers in this space is that you can play music. So if you've got a gathering after work drinks, you can have music playing in the background, or you can have some sort of messaging that can come out of these speakers. What we would recommend is having wall mount speakers in the internal space. And the wall mount speakers we would recommend are the CRESTRON wall mount speakers. The reason we've selected CRESTRON is, again, cost effectiveness. They are great just for audio. If you're looking for nightclub sound, that's not what we're going for. It's just for enough background music that you can have enough volume that everyone can hear. And for your outside balcony, because of aesthetics, you don't want speakers sitting out there, and you need waterproof and weatherproof speakers because it's in an outdoor environment. We would go with ceiling mount speakers that are recessed into the ceiling. But again, CRESTRON Saros ceiling mount speakers for that purpose. This gives you the flexibility that if you're having just a breakout in the inside part of the kitchen, you can just turn on the inside wall mount speakers. If, say, there's a gathering just happening outside and you don't want to disturb anyone in the kitchen, you can just turn on the outside ceiling speakers. Or if you're having a big event and you've got a whole heap of people in that entire area, you open the operable wall, connect both, and you've got audio throughout the space. Now, because Tarun mentioned at the outset that this needs to be very easy to control, which means anyone, no matter the level of technical knowledge that they have in his team, needs to be able to walk up and be able to turn the screen on for a presentation. And the way we're going to do that is by using a CRESTRON LCD 7-inch touchscreen. So the touchscreen makes it as easy as pressing the button that you need for the purpose that you're trying to cover in that space. So let's say it's a button for speech. You can press the button and the microphones will be activated and the speakers will be turned on, but the display won't be on. Or it's pre-programmed to say Melbourne Cup event or free to air. You press that button, the TV turns on with the channel that you require and speakers are on, but no microphones are being activated. And because we mentioned Melbourne Cup several times, Tarun has mentioned this space needs to also facilitate playing sports or having some sort of free to air TV. We will need some sort of set-top box that lets us run free to air TV through that display. And the one we would recommend is the TIAC set-top box. TIAC is a reputable brand in this space. It's cost effective and it does a job. Now, using the custom programming, press the button for free to air, select the channel you want and control your volume accordingly for the speakers. And now your kitchen space can also function as a space to watch an event that your team and other staff can come together for collectively. And that is the end of the episode. We have designed an audio-visual solution for Tarun's kitchen space, turning it from a normal kitchen to a space where you can do a whole heap of other things and making it a much more valuable multi-purpose space. Thank you so much for watching. We did keep it under the $10,000 budget as required. That is the end of the episode. Hope you found it valuable. This is my thumbs up.